just to round the whole thing up, I want to give you a hint how to play notes simultaneously. Because of course, if you play them one after each other or at the same time, but when it comes to doing it at the same time, funnily enough, within electronic music, it's a very exotic thing to use chords. You know, when you start to play guitar, the first thing you do is the chords. But just to give you an idea what a chord is just a sound created of several notes sounding at the same time. And at the same time, chords add a lot of depth and feeling and color to your parts. Just to give you an idea, we'll now play something just using the root notes, and then something using chords, and you will hear the difference. Exciting, eh? And let's play the same with chords. Just, you could hear there was a big difference between the whole content of those two things. And of course, what applies to guitar also somehow applies to the production process. So there are many, many ways you can use chords within high-tech as well, and I will show that to you now. So first of all, again, how is a chord built and how do you build them? The good news is, it's once you nail the intervals, it's fairly simple. The basic triad, being a chord consisting of 3 notes, the most basic chord, which we will deal with today, only contains the root note, surprise, surprise, the major third and the fifth, a third and a fifth. Depending if it's a major third or minor third, or if it's a fifth or diminished fifth, determines what kind of chord you will get, but you just need to play those 3 notes. So starting from...
So it's all male numbers?
Male numbers?
I don't know, I translate numbers, male, female.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, but 1, 3, 5 is male. 6 is female.
Okay.
You can do it that way, if it makes sense to you.
I don't know, is that... I don't know.
But it
Don't you see like different things in different like...
I somehow get it. I don't know why, but I somehow get it.
4 is feminine, 6 is feminine.
Yeah.
7 it's male. And 9 is male and 8 is male. I don't know why. That's how it is.
Μονάδες και η μονή και η διπλή, δεν λες?
No, it's I don't know if it's an...
But hey, that's a great thing if you have that. You need something like that. You need to have your association with the note. You need to go random numbers on screen. Ah, that's that. That's male, that's sun, that's happy, that's sad. No matter what, it's up to you to find it. But you need to develop exactly
that. Apparently it's only me that's thinking that way.
Yeah, I, for instance, tend to think as mostly of colors.
Okay.
For me, the numbers and the intervals in there, they are mostly colors and places I've been to in my life. And some people think of notes, you know.
Yeah, I think of notes. I see the people and I'm like, oh, that's a chord. I guess that's good.
So let's find out.
Can I add something here? In the chords?
Can you? I would say I just explain my part and then you take over and do your part. This is more structured.
Oh, okay,
or
okay. Just that we have see till now that we have the first one, okay, the root note, then the third, okay, and the fifth. We have till now we have seen only separate notes. If you do that like this, okay, that's called an arpeggio.
Yeah, I wanted to use it later, to be honest.
But when we put it together, it's a chord.
Yeah.
It's just the only thing that I wanted to sum up.
No, it's an important part, but... No part, it's an important part. It's good that you mentioned it. We will show it later. It's like the way you build it now shows everything, the whole thing. You start with the root note again. The root note being the note your bass is playing. And then you look for the major third, remember? 1, 2, 3, 4. Next note. And then we look for the fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And of course, if you know how to play intervals, you can save the whole counting thing. You just go. And that's the most basic chord, that's the major chord, as you say. And of course, it holds a very bright and happy nature because it contains this note, the major third. Again, the major third is what turns this whole chord into what it is. If I would exclude the third, it would just be the root and the overtone. Now you maybe get why I was referring to this note, the third, as being so important, because that's the note that gets so much color into what you do.
Sad or happy, just in one note difference,
Exactly.
the third.
So maybe you can guess how to turn that major chord into a minor chord already?
Yeah, it's really simple. It's
Well,
yeah,
Yes,
exactly. Yeah.
100 points. You just take that major third and make it a minor third, and suddenly it's the happy one. And there we have the two.
It's
Many
a sad
people
one.
got famous by just playing those two chords, believe me.
Yeah, there's a video on YouTube.
Yes, I
These
also
2
saw
or 3
it,
guys
yeah.
that actually play all the kind of hits, pop hits.
Yeah, with
and
just
it's
4
3
chords.
notes.
Yeah, of course.
Whatever.
Exactly, so it's a very simple thing to build, you know, it's even simpler than a scale, I think, because you only have to be able to find 3 keys starting from your thumb. That's manageable, you know. So, with the major chord, with the structure 1-3-5, meaning root, major third, fifth, and with a minor chord with 1, minor third, fifth. That's how it goes. What you can also notice here is that those chords are just built by leading out those 2 notes. So you just go in steps of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, counting only the white keys. So these chords are just built of thirds at the end of the day. And yeah, these are the most basic chords, but I included 2 other ones too to just round everything up because there are only 4 triads. And I like my students to know just all the chords, not only those who everyone uses, because I don't want to create copycats. So the next note you can modulate. So apart from the third being the note you can modulate, you can also modulate the fifth. What do you mean by modulate? Put it a half tone up or down. So if let's say if we go up a minor third, and from that one go up another minor third, 1, 2, 3, suddenly our overtone, our nice neutral overtone, is turning into the tritone. And that's what they call a diminished chord. And you can hear it's much more hectic, it's much more desperate, it cries for resolving, or can be used just for mayhem music actually. It's
Yeah, diminished is mayhem music. Apollyon, for example, loves diminished, and you can hear it a lot. I also have some diminished stuff.
Yeah, you can.
It's like brutal death metal stuff.
Yeah, it's important to not only to the aggressive kinds of music, but also jazz and blues use it all the time to create tension.
Like heavy stuff, heavy mood. In a
No,
way.
you can create with diminished chords. You can also create kind of sweet moods, but that would just go beyond. It's just the way you mix up things.
Yeah, sure.
So, and the good thing being here is, when you are able to build a minor chord, you're also able to build a diminished chord, right? You just need to flat the fifth. So it's very little things you have to adjust to get great results. And the next way being, if you put a major third on the root and another major third on top of that, you get that one. And that chord is what we call the augmented chord. Why? It's an augmented fifth, see? Augmented just means half tone up from the fifth. Diminished means half tone down from the fifth. So you have the building plan already in the name pretty much. And that chord by itself sounds kind of freaked out. It sounds like a drop of cold water in your neck. Or like a big question sign being thrown in your face or something like that. But using the right spots, it can be very nice. For instance, if you listen, if I take a major chord and just alter it into an augmented chord. Suddenly I think it sounds made more beautiful, because there's the connection. Because you just add the tension of that note when you resolve there. So when you have chords that have a very freaked out character, by just turning them back into their next related chord, i.e. making the augmented fifth the normal fifth, you can release the tension and it kind of takes the sharpness away of that chord. Same thing other way around if you have a minor chord being built of the minor third and the fifth. If you just alter the minor chord and the diminished chord, it sounds like that. And that's, I think it gives more attention to the whole overall sound, because minor by itself doesn't have such a strong urge to resolve, I think. It's just withdrawn a little, but it doesn't want to go somewhere. But as soon as you